Okay, we've all heard those three words: stability, mobility, flexibility. But they're just weird nominalizations and no one really knows what they mean. It's too confusing. So maybe there's some objective definition out there. I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to give you a framework that I've developed for understanding these terms, and I think if you look at those terms in the context of this framework, I think it will help you to get more stability, mobility, flexibility. Let me show you how I think about it, this framework. Let's start with stability. The way I understand stability is your ability to be in one position and be completely stable. That's kind of like, yeah, that's obvious. However, the problem is, I think most of us think of stability as like the way you do it is you like make micro adjustments by shifting your weight around to make like your center of mass, like move your center of mass around and kind of like, just kind of like push your pelvis this way, or like just make some modification up in your upper body somehow. But the way I think about stability now is it's your ability to get the load of your body just distributed how you want on your feet. So you're either going to put more weight on your heels, or you're going to put more weight on the balls of your feet or your toes, but you're going to put it how you want, and then you're going to be able to hold there, and you're going to make those micro adjustments by making little adjustments to your toes. I've discovered that lets me be much more stable than if I'm just kind of like passively letting my feet just hit the ground and then kind of like make micro adjustments with my body. I consciously use my toes to change, my support positions to stay stable, and I find that it's much more stable. So if you want to improve stability, learn to really apply your weight all over your foot and engage your toes really well and stabilize from the foot, and you'll feel the flow of your muscles engaging, just coming all the way up your leg. It won't be like this balancing act of like skeleton on skeleton and trying to wobble around like this. Use the feet, use the toes. That'll give you stability. The next one is mobility. I define mobility as the range of positions in which you're able to be stable. Okay? So I feel like the understanding of like mobility currently is, oh, it's your ability to kind of like move around like actively. And that's not very good, because it leaves out the foundation of stability. So if you want more mobility, you need to find stability in a variety of positions. So if I want to be able to do, say, this movement really well, right? See how I kind of like faltered there? Like I got to the end and I faltered? That clearly I don't have mobility. That in mobility for that range. So if I wanted to do a movement like start here and then finish, say, there or something like that, then I would have to make sure that I have stability, the ability to stabilize those positions all through that movement. Especially the starting range, I would need to start from a place of stability, and my end position, that would need to be a place of stability as well, and all the positions in between. Because some of the positions that you need to go through, if it's a complex movement, you might not have stability. So what's going to happen when you try and move over there? You're going to like, bleh. Okay? In terms of mobility in the context of like increasing range, well, that's just about, okay, say your kind of maximum position where you're able to be stable is about here. Well, you just need to go a bit further, and then you need to find stability in that range. And you need to kind of have like a bit of a an area of stability around that range. You can't just have stability all the way to the end of the range. You gotta kind of have like, I'm having trouble explaining this. Say you want to be stable here, right? You want to have the mobility, the ability to move from here all the way down to here and have complete stability all the way down there. Well, in this end range, all the way there, you don't just want to have stability just in that position. You also want to have stability kind of like here, 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 like a few of the positions all around it, so that your body isn't feeling like, oh, if we go there and we screw up just one little bit, we're screwed. You don't want your body thinking that, so you need a bit more stability. You need a bit more of a range of stability. So your range of mobility is usually smaller than your range of stability. Okay, so once you've got areas like positions of static stability, like 1, 2, then you need to practice on your transition from one position to another while being completely stable the whole way. And when you can do that, you can say that's a new mobility ability. So, mobility, if you can work out how to be stable in many positions that involve, like, you know, taking your muscles to the end of their ranges of motion and that kind of thing, if you can be stable there, and then you can learn to be stable during movement between those positions, then you're gonna have mobility. Okay, finally, flexibility. This is the one that everyone always wants first. So everyone wants to be, oh, I want to be more flexible. I wish I was more flexible. Yeah, that's how I felt. I just wanted to be more flexible. So what did I do? I did all those stupid passive stretches, like, oh, I can't work out why I can't get down to my toes, mate. I'm hanging every day. Oh, it's not going anywhere, right? That's flexibility. So to have flexibility, you need to have mobility. And then the way I understand flexibility is it's that little extra bit at the end of outside of your range of mobility where you can just kind of like passively hang. So say I've got mobility to, just for example, like here or something like that. Because if I go kind of like further than that, my hamstrings start to get quite tight, like there's a pull. If I go any further, I just really don't have the ability to really have stability any further than that. So that's kind of the end of my range of stability and mobility. It doesn't go really any further than that. So now I could my flexibility range is what I can do just like passively from here with no active control of the muscles. So say I can like flop down. Okay. See, I'm just flopped down. Like there's no engagement whatsoever. So your flexibility is the range, the extension of your mobility range to where you can just like flop. And the end of your flexibility range is where you feel pain. Okay, so stability, to sum up, the range of positions in which you can be statically perfectly stable. Mobility, it's the range, it's the collection of stable positions in your ability to move around them fine and be completely stable during motion. And flexibility is like a bit bigger than your range of mobility, because you can go to the edge of your range of mobility where you have complete stable control, and then you can kind of like flop and go a little bit further. So that's helping me a lot. If you want more flexibility, if you want more mobility, start with stability. Go to many different positions, get stability there, get control with your feet and your toes, then practice moving between one stable position to another. Then flexibility, from my perspective right now, because I don't have much flexibility, it's really just like, just flop into it and like just hang there and see what you can do. But most important things anyway are stability and mobility. Flexibility is not that important because it's a passive movement, and it doesn't, what's the point other than to be like some measurement of your flexibility? Like, it's not that useful really. Okay, see you in the next video. Leave a comment down below if you've got something to say. I'd appreciate it.